This is Katie Hunter for MMA UK. I'm here with Steve Aimable and his baby Indy.
Second time lucky.
This always happens to me. We were just talking about your division in Cage Warriors, how we're not too sure what's going on with Mads Burnell, but we've got Morgan Charrier who's going to be fighting for the interim title.
Wait, I might add your head.
So I hadn't actually seen that was announced, but I saw that you said he's fighting Darko Banovic.
A couple of things say who he's fighting, and then I commented, and I think someone from his team said that they'd asked for me, and apparently Cage Warriors said I'm not at that level to fight Morgan Charrier, so who knows? But
is that just banter between the teams?
No, because there was no malice in his comment. He said thanks very much, we asked for you, but apparently Cage Warriors said I'm not at Morgan's level.
I know that all of the top featherweights in the division are coming off losses, so it's maybe a little.
Do you know what I mean? Morgan deserves his title.
He does.
No matter what, no question about it. He's what he done to Dean Truman and like all his other fights. He deserves it 100%. Nothing against Morgan, but he's fighting a bantamweight. If this is true, and obviously that's just a fight that he should win. He's been given that fight, I feel, as a win, so then they can set up the interim fight against Mads if it still happens. So it sells the fight better. So fair play to Morgan, but if that comment is true, that they think I'm not at Morgan's level, I just have to get a few more wins and then fight Morgan for it. But hey ho,
they obviously thought you were at Mads level last time, though.
That's the thing, and obviously on the night I wasn't, but it's the name of the game, and it just crack on. Is what it is.
And Dean Truman's had a fight announced at lightweight, so that was somebody that we thought that you might be fighting. You know,
I thought it would have been Mads versus Morgan, and then me versus Dean, and then the winner face the winner of that sort of thing, or you know, who knows? But yeah.
And then, so now we've actually had the fight announcement, and you're fighting Perry Goodwin, another tough competitor. Such an exciting fight. I'm really buzzing for this.
The same fighter, I feel. We both like to stand and fight. He's tough. You know, we both real tough fighters. So it's either going to be a really boring fight, which is rare because I'm rarely in boring fights, or it's going to be, you know, someone's going to get knocked out, finished, or whatever. It's going to be a very good fight.
And he's fought as high as welterweight, hasn't he?
Well, I did in my amateur days.
Did you?
Yeah, I used to cut to get to welterweight. Not anymore.
I need to find some of these photos.
You don't. I look like a barrel. Jack Mason. And a skinhead as well. Not good. Yeah.
And obviously your teammate Emra's on the card, and he's fighting someone that you managed to beat and to put on a fight of the night performance against in Aidan Stephen. What do you make of that fight?
You know, it's a real good fight. Obviously, I'm going to say Emma, I can see Emma winning, but even if I wasn't Emma's teammate, you know, just from the way I train with Emma and sort of thing, and the fight I've had with Aidan sort of thing, Emma's got all the ability to finish Aidan. No disrespect to Aidan Stevens, but I feel Emma's striking is at a different level. My striking is nowhere near as good as Emma's, and I managed to sort of outwork Aidan on the feet sort of thing. And Emma's wrestling is top level. He's very tough to take down. So Aidan didn't want to take me down because he thought my wrestling would be too good. So I can see Aidan having a tough night, to be honest. But, you know, if I don't win, and then Emma wins, do you know what I mean? I'm going.
It makes it tough, doesn't it?
I'm down that pecking order, and you know, I might have to.
Because you got
move up to lightweight.
You got your title shot off the back of beating Aidan. Obviously, there was a string of wins leading up to that. It wasn't just that one, but you know, he is a high level guy, and that does put either of you in the mix. If
it's could be a headache for Jack if anything did come around that sort of. If anything did happen around that those lines, but you know, we'll just see what happens. We both got fights we've both got jobs to do, and that's all we can do at the end of the day. What happens after that is, you know, that's what happens in the future.
Yeah. And from Perry's social media, I know that he's thinking that a win over you really puts him into the title mix. Of course,
it does. To be fair, do you know, like you said, I've just come off beating Mads. What I might have got the next sort of shot after this fight sort of thing if it was Morgan or something. So yeah, if Perry does beat me, do you know what I mean? He jumps straight up there. He overpasses everyone that sort of I've beat sort of thing, which have had a lot more fights in the division. So you know, he's got nothing to lose basically in that fight. He's got everything to gain. I've got a lot riding on it. So but I think the last fight against Mads, I had it in my head too much. It's like the most important part of my life sort of thing, and I think I overthought it. And then when I missed the weight sort of thing, it sort of just, the fire sort of just went out. I still wanted the fight, but...
Tell me what happened with the weight miss.
Everything was fine. Best shape I've been in leading up to the fight. I woke up on the Thursday morning, 70 kilos, thought like easy peasy. I woke up at 6 o'clock. In 5 hours I only lost 2 kilos, and normally I lose all that weight in those 6 hours. So we got to the weigh-ins and I was still £2 overweight. We quickly jumped on the scales. I think I had 20 minutes before the first start of the weigh-ins. Jumped in the sauna and I lost over half a pound in like 20 minutes. We thought, oh, sweet, it's going to be no problem. We think my house was just a bit too cold. By the time I got in the towels in the bath and then swapped, I'd cooled down and I weren't just sort of heating up enough. So yeah, for 10 minutes, dropped half a pound. We thought, right, easy peasy, 2 hours to drop £1.5 pounds. This will be no problem. And come off, and then 2 hours, I was dead. I had 90 grams left, and I'm sure a lot of people saying, oh, it's just 90 grams, why don't you just jump back in the sauna? I was in the sauna for 2 hours to lose £1.5 pounds, and just wouldn't come off. I got up to the weigh-ins. At the end of the 2 hours, I think I had 6 minutes spare. I jumped on the scales and I was still 90 grams over for like 3-4 minutes. I was just like working out and I was nearly fainting on the scales, and I had nothing left. So it is what it is. It's learning curves. First time I've ever missed weight, but I've missed weight before, but not at such a big level sort of thing. Before it was like mistakes on my part, but this was just one of them things.
How hard was it to put that out of your head and, you know, carry on with the fight as if it was still a title fight, even though you couldn't win the belt?
Yeah, I said to myself and everyone, it's not about the title. The title's nice. The most important thing is beating Mads, because that having that win over Mads is more important than a belt, because whatever comes from that, I won't have that belt anyway. So that don't matter. So I said to myself, it doesn't matter, but I think it put the fire out a little bit. At the time I didn't think it did, but looking back at the fight and thinking about the way I felt when I was sitting out the back, I wasn't nervous at all when I stepped in the cage. Just felt normal. Normally when the cage door shuts, I'm looking across at someone, I'm trembling a little bit, just like ready to anticipate, and as soon as I hear that cage lock, I'm like, oh bloody hell, what am I doing? Here we go. Nothing. I was just like I was at training. There was no nervousness. I was not anxious. I wasn't sort of like ready to go or anything. It was just like, right, here we go, sort of thing. It was just like it had just been like put out, sort of thing. So.
How desperate are you then to get back in here and kind of rectify the situation?
Be honest, leading 8-10 weeks ago, I couldn't really get motivated. I was just like, it's just another fight, sort of thing. I was just back at that. But now I'm back. I think it's because I wasn't training properly. I was spending a bit more time with my wife and my little daughter, so I wasn't training as much. But now the training's up. All the boys are fighting, sort of thing. We're all getting in that fighting mode. My training's I'm still training like I was before, but just that leading up to getting to training, sort of thing. It was just like just going training, sort of thing. But it's coming back now. I'm ready to go. And after these comments, if they are true from Morgan's team, I've got something to prove to Ian and Graham again for some reason. But who knows if it's true? I know it is what it is, and it's all business at the end of the day. And just got to rack those wins up again and show everyone, you know, that I'm still about. I might be getting 33, but I'm still going strong.
Well, I for one can't wait to see you back in there. Perry on his social media said that he needs to beat you. You're a little juice head. That's a compliment, isn't it?
It must be, because I've never touched stuff in my life. I think it's the Harlow water. Yeah. I've had those comments many a time. Oh, he's a little juicehead, but never touched juice in my life. So, thank you.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah, if someone says you're on the juice and you aren't, fair play. Must means I'm in good shape. That's why they call me Diddy Kong.
Exactly. Well, congratulations on this fight announcement. I think it's going to be up there for fight of the night. I really can't see how the pair of you can't put on a good show. I've never seen either of you in a boring fight.
No, definitely. I'm looking forward to it.
And the last time I said that was against Aidan Stephen, and it did get fight of the night. So
I look forward to proving those words right.
5 weeks time then.
5 weeks. Thank you, Katie.
Thank you.